use of states of emergency has stopped, has ended. And that is when you start see crime coming down. Violent crime is coming down since they've stopped using it, which basically validates what we were saying. That is not the long-term approach. Yes, if, there may be circumstances like in 2010 when it was necessary, but that's not a routine tool of policing. So what you can be assured, and I'm wrapping up now because we're not here to do all the talking, but what you can be assured is that when time comes, when PNP is back in office in government, when Mark Golding is in Jamaica House, when Patricia and I are seated in the House of Representatives, then you are going to get a different approach to dealing with violent crime. And a big part of it will be investing in communities like this, in Jarrett Lane, lifting up the people, giving them opportunities, giving them alternatives to joining gangs, giving them hope and not despair. And that will be the difference when the PNP gets into office. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you for those kind words in essence, and also sobering words as well. We are now going to turn our attention and our, what we say now, more than attention, our hearts as well, our leader, who will give his thoughts as well, after which we will have our discussions.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Comrade Little, Comrade Pat, Comrade Peter, Comrades all. First of all, I want to say what a pleasure it is to be back here in Jarrett and Sanders community. I was here a year or two ago, and I love the vibes, and I'm just grateful to each and every one for coming out and being part of the PNP movement back into government so we can save Jamaica. It is a very vital constituency that we are in now, Eastern St. Andrew. I was born in Eastern St. Andrew. I grew up in Eastern St. Andrew, right over the hill there, right beside Angola and Augustown and Hermitage, College Common. My father was a professor of orthopedics, bone specialist at the University of West Indies, and I grew up right there and until I was an adult. So I have a special place in my heart for Eastern St. Andrew. And it is very important to me that we bring home this constituency, because I don't see a path to victory for the PNP in the next election which doesn't include Eastern St. Andrew in the winning column, so that you have a PNP MP to look after your affairs here in Sanders and Jackson. I want to big up the councillor and former councillor Carlton, present council for the Papine Division, Darrington Ferguson, who made us all very happy and proud last February when he pulled off a famous victory to deliver Papine Division back and to give us the necessary numbers in the council, the KSAMC, that we now have a PNP mayor in Andrew Swaby. Big up, Comrade Darrington. Now we, in the PNP, we don't just seek power because we love the idea of power, or it make we feel good, or it make we feel a particular way. Power is an instrument, and it is a responsibility and a duty, when you have it, to uplift the nation and to uplift the people. And our party is called the People's National Party. It is a party which has the people's interest first, and the national interest as well. So we are an alliance of all well-thinking Jamaicans who want to move the country forward, whether you come from uptown, round town, or downtown. But our particular reason for existing is to make sure that the people as a whole are better off, are moving forward with their lives, can achieve their hopes and dreams. That is why we exist. And when we next form government, we have to deliver for you. And we know the issues. We know the high cost of living. We know the problem in the school system with the underperformance in schools. We know the problem in the hospital system, where if you go to a public hospital and you need admittance, you have to go wait and sit down on a bench or in a wheelchair or lie down on the ground on one piece of cardboard or foam for a long time. And some people suffer and dead in that condition. So we have to sort that out too. We need a strong economy, comrades. We need a strong economy so that we can deliver as government the investments to make communities like Saunders and Jarrett Lane places of choice to live. Where you don't have to see yourself, why you have to left your home community and go foreign or wherever to move ahead. We want to make your communities places that you feel are moving in the right direction, where you can make life and be comfortable, and your children and grandchildren as well. Not to say anybody has to stay where they were born, but I don't feel have to feel. We want the community to be Irish so everybody feel comfortable. Now what we do is it requires for us to do that. Infrastructure is critical. The next PNP government must have a program of urban renewal in communities which lack good infrastructure, road, water, street lighting, garbage collection, and those things. We must have security for our citizens in their communities. And Comrade Bunting has given you the philosophy that underpins our approach to that. We want to make sure the police have the tools that they need to do their work, and they are here to serve and protect. So we need a good relationship between the police and the citizens. So the citizens don't have to fear police if they are behaving themselves. And we don't like what we see, where the numbers of people being killed by the police seem to be going up. When I asked the Minister of National Security in Parliament about the use of body cameras when police go on special operations, he's telling me that can't work anywhere in the world, which is a lie, because it is being used in many parts of the world. And it protects the police from being falsely accused of doing wrongdoing, and it also protects the citizens by ensuring that police know so well, whatever they do, they will be held accountable for that. This is an important thing, and I must tell you, the environment in which we live in now is not one that anybody can feel comfortable with, because although we're happy to see some improvement in the murder rate over the last year or so, after 9 years where it has been very, very bad, and much higher than we left it when we left office in 2016, the techniques that are being used are not sustainable techniques. They're not built around building trust and confidence between the citizens and the police. And that must be the bedrock of a cohesive society. And that is why programs like Unite for Change, which we brought in, so that we are trying to deal with the root causes of why a youth feels like he has to go a certain path rather than the right path. Give him better options, better choices, better opportunities. We need those programs back so that the youths have an up if they have not, if the school system has let them down, or their family life and home background was not what it should have been, and they have been struggling with life, through life ever since, and they are not seeing a way forward through the normal, or we would say, the way in which we would like all young people to feel they can move forward, which is an law-abiding, proper existence where they're not creating problems for us. We have to give them a new path that can put them in that direction. So that is a very important thing for us, because we want to build a society where Jamaicans feel they don't have to think about going away because nothing there for them. No, we want to build a society where Jamaicans feel Jamaica is the best country in the world. Jamaica is not only a country of brilliant people, but a country of brilliant opportunities. A society which each and every one can be proud of and feel part of, and where the person, the ordinary citizen, is respected by the state and the agents of the state. You're not supposed to be disrespected by any public official if you're a citizen of Jamaica, because you have the right to be treated as a first-class citizen in your own country. As I have said, having a strong economy is critical to that. And that is why I am promoting the concept of Team Jamaica. And when I talk to the business community, I talk to them about Team Jamaica. The PNP, as I've said, is a national party, and all well-thinking Jamaicans must come on board to help build our country. So where there are issues with how the system deals with business and inefficiencies that slow down growth and expansion of business, we are committed to making the climate for businesses, small, medium, large, very large, much better, so that businesses can grow, people can invest, create good quality jobs, so that we generate the tax revenue that can support the social programs and the investments we need to make to uplift the whole society. That's essentially what we are about, people. So that means we're going to be looking at all of the regulations and bureaucratic rules that govern how people operate, to eliminate those that don't make any sense, to fix those that are broken, and to make the place a friendly environment in which to do business so that the country can thrive and we can generate growth. This government, we've had a Minister of Economic Growth and Job Creation for 9 years. The Prime Minister himself has been that minister, and it has been a spectacular failure. We have not generated high levels of economic growth. We've had mediocre levels of economic growth for 9 years, and in fact, in 2024, we're going to have negative growth. And they're going to say it's burial, but it started before burial, because the first 6 months of the year before burial, the rate of growth was effectively zero. And then burial happened, and the aftermath, and it put it into negative territory. So they can't say that their economic model is a success. Yes, the debt of the country has come down. We started that. We fixed the tax system so that more revenues were available to take down the debt from the very high levels where we inherited it from them after they crashed the IMF program in 2011, and to set the thing on the right path. And we passed the necessary laws. I was in charge of the legislative committee of cabinet, making sure that all of the laws that were required by the IMF program were developed and brought to Parliament and passed on time. So every single test that we set ourselves, we passed, and the country is now at a much better place when it comes to debt. But the social and economic problems that are holding us back have not been addressed, and this government cannot address it because they don't understand it, and the model that they are pursuing will never take us out of where we are now. And we'll be condemned to be drifting along in this kind of hopeless state where people are seeking other opportunities elsewhere, and we see what is happening around the world now. And we see opportunities closing down from elsewhere as well. So it's all the more important for us to stand up with self-reliance and look into ourselves to solve our problems. And we have the power to do it. Jamaica is a powerful country, a talented country, a brilliant people. We produce some of the wickedest music. We have some of the